the city of the sun. You could have stayed, it's only over when the day is done. I never knew you was a runner, yeah. I mistook you for a son. It don't matter what we think when it's all over. 'Cause this is our last chance to leave it all behind. Raise your voice and raise your power, yeah. This is our last chance to leave it all behind. Raise your voice and raise your power, yeah.
Archie, is it fun?
Fun.
Fun.
After me. Ready? Happy?
Happy.
New?
New?
New.
Was wrong to say I wouldn't change a thing, 'cause in the story of our lives, the best of times through colored glass, time moves on enough to let me move on past, but every little now and then it creeps on back to shape my smile.
So I've already did my recording for today. I'm actually in the middle of editing it. I'm not sure where I'm gonna put this, but I'm curious to hear what Morton has to say. So I follow Celebrity, so she retweeted that. Okay, thanks for the shout out. So let's go into that. Let me pause. Okay, more questions than answers as usual. Pointing down here. Am I following him? No, I'm not. This is very weird because I share a lot of his TikTok videos. It's because many of the squaddies retweeted it, his things. So let me follow him now, because his comments usually stay very neutral, but give his opinion and things like that. And I usually, I would say, like the way he commentate on some of the posts. Okay, so let's listen. The reason I'm recording this because I want to listen to what he had to say about this. So that's why I'm recording it. Okay, why is this related to murder case? All right, let's listen. But first, let's see here. Princess Kate wants to fly to America to meet up with Harry at some point this year. I think I saw it somewhere. I'm not sure if I shared it with you, but I think I did see it. So why will they write this? I mean, I guess to pass information to Trump and all of that. That's the only thing I could think of, because I don't think Harry wants to meet with these people. For what? Oh my God. But let's listen to Morton and see what he has to say about that.
Well, let's face it, guys, we've seen stranger headlines when it comes to the relationship between Kate and Harry, but this story here about Kate wanting to fly over to the States to meet Harry at some point in 2025 was all over every platform. And creator credit time, thank you Celeb Bitchy for setting us up with this lovely montage of images and lovely headline. But this story, in many guises, has been everywhere. I don't know whether this is connected to the material that Harry was provided with to support his court case against the Murdoch Group and Murdoch newspapers, but I strongly suspect it is. Rumours were abound in the hack journalist media community that the content of those files was basically enough to sink the non-working, taxpayer-funded royal family forever. Harry chose to settle and not release that information, which would have ended the royal family's prospects of ever being the same again. And good on Harry for doing that.
And this is something that I have said when I was covering about the settlement. And I said, this is one of the things, I think I give it 2 times that Harry have protected, I forgot the way that I phrase it, but 2 times Harry have saved the family. One was the speech that he gave after the Syndrome Summit, and he was going to meet Meghan in Canada, where he gave the speech at Santa Bali, because he gave credit to the family for their support.
I will always have the utmost respect for my grandmother, my commander-in-chief, and I'm incredibly grateful to her and the rest of my family for the support they have shown Meghan and I over the last few months.
He never said it was William who pushed him out.
Began to address Granny about the 5 options. Your Majesty, you've seen the 5 options? Yes, she said. We all had. They'd been emailed to us. 5 different ways of proceeding. Option 1 was continuance of the status quo. Meg and I don't leave. Everyone tries to go back to normal. Option 5 was full severance. No royal role, no working for Granny, and total loss of security. Option 3 was somewhere in between. A compromise, closest to what we'd originally proposed. I told everyone assembled that, above all, I was desperate to keep security. That was what worried me most, my family's physical safety. I wanted to prevent a repeat of history, another untimely death like the one that had rocked this family to its core 23 years earlier, and from which we were still trying to recover. I'd consulted with several palace veterans, people who knew the inner workings of the monarchy and its history, and they all said option 3 was best for all parties. Meg and I living elsewhere part of the year, continuing our work, retaining security, returning to Britain for charities, ceremonies, events. Sensible solution, these palace veterans said, and eminently doable. But the family, of course, pushed me to take option 1. Barring that, they would only accept option 5. We discussed the 5 options for nearly an hour. At last, the bee got up and went round the table, handing out a draft of a statement the palace would soon be releasing, announcing implementation of option 5. Wait, I'm confused. You've already drafted a statement? Before any discussion? Announcing option 5? In other words, the fix was in this whole time? This summit was just for show? No answer.
Okay, but with that being said, now fast forward now, he waited long enough. I mean, I think he was willing to go all the way through, but the main thing that he wanted was the accountability, taking fault for what they did and things like that, which he got the apology for and for his mother. So now, this might be just a headline to throw people off. Some nonsense. All right? So, Harry wants nothing from this woman. If this is true, Harry wants nothing from this woman. There's nothing that she has that Harry will want. Okay? You would assume, you know, what's between her legs, but I don't think Harry played that way. And she flunked it all everywhere. I don't think he will want it, knowing what he already has. I mean, the best thing for Harry, stay away. Stay away. And then if they have a picture of them together, they're going to start saying some stupidity. And then she's not going to have the option to clarify it. Look what they did to Meghan about, Meghan made Kate cry. Did she ever clarify that? No. It was until the docuseries or the Oprah, I think it was the Oprah interview, that Meghan clarified. And still, she never give credit, and she allowed the tabloid to keep on bashing Meghan. She's benefiting from all the bashing of Meghan. So if I was Harry, if this is true, I know deep inside I think it's just BS. But in case if it is true, Harry, just stay away. All right, so let's continue listening to Martin.
Is that the reason Kate wants to fly over to meet him? I suspect it is. I think, hear me out, I think Kate will be the non-working, scrounging royal family's envoy to pat Harry on the back, say, thanks a lot. Comments are open, as ever. Let me know what you think.
I don't know. Okay? I really don't know. If I was Harry, just stay away, because Harry have already made it clear so many times they wanted to protect them.
So in conclusion, if you'd had the support, you'd still be there?
Without question.
Yeah.
I'm sad that what's happened has happened, but I know, and I'm comfortable knowing that we did everything that we could to make it work, and we did everything on the exit process the way that it should have been
with
done.
as much respect.
With as much
and,
respect.
Oh my God, we just did everything we could to protect them.
But guess what? Will they stop? No. I don't think they will stop. And then I've said this many, many times. The one person that should have stayed out of all this debacle between Harry and his brother and the rest of his family, it should have been Kate. Stay out of it. Tell the royal family, I don't want to deal with that. Why? Because when she married Anne, Harry was the only, at least for me, maybe there were others, but for me, at least for me, I saw Harry was the only one who showed her respect. And the backstabbing that she is, she teamed up with the husband, thinking that, I don't know, I really don't know what she thought, that if the husband gonna be extra, I don't know, extra hubby to her, I don't know. But she teams up with him and whoever with the palace, and then to bash on Harry and his wife, when Harry was the one who literally, you see during their wedding, Harry's bending down to fix her veil. Okay? At least, one thing I've always said, I understand she does not have the power to do many things. Okay? But at least stay out of it. Tell the husband, it's between you and your brother. I do not want to be part of this. And then, and joint engagement when, I don't know, find a way to sneak a little information to Harry and say, I'm sorry, I'm just staying out of it, or something like that. But she participated. She allowed the lies to fester and fester and never clarify anything. So this is the part where I'm, forget her, whatever. But Harry's a smart man. Just stay away. And Meghan is doing perfect. Don't mention them. Just continue with her life. Let me read some of the comments here. Kate is free to travel anywhere the monarchy wants. I highly recommend that Harry and Meghan avoid her. Remember, when people show you who they are, believe them. Yep. It's never a good thing to get involved with those who abused us before. They hoover you with lots of love bombing, but slowly the abuse restart, and with time, it gets worse than the first time. People rarely change. It's sad, but that's the truth. Okay, I'm feeling the same sentiment with the squad here. Harry did not settle. You cannot continue a case for wrongdoing once the person you are suing admits wrongdoing. I'm fed up with people parroting Harry settle when he did no such thing. For effing sake, I expect better from you. All right, sorry, but the way they always exclude Meghan and his kids is disgusting. Kate only wants reconciliation with Harry, only as does the rest of his family, and that is where the problem is. How can there be reconciliation without accepting his family? They still leak to the media wishing divorce. Yeah, there's that as well. Martin, please. Harry did not settle. NGN accepted liability, hence the claim was settled. P.S. I love your daily updates. Okay, say what now? Okay, what's that? Harry didn't settle, Martin. It might sound pedantic, but Harry hasn't settled. News group has settled. It's a big difference. Harry concedes nothing. News UK engaged in criminal offenses and they admitted it finally. Okay, Lewis Hamilton and his dad in the Ferrari garage before Hamilton's first drive. Okay, I saw something like that this past week. There is no relationship between them. Let's just start and finish there. Okay, no way. Harry is done with that royal racist. She is one of the main instigators of the false staff bullying story at KP office. Of the 8 years ongoing leaking of Harry and Meghan story, lies to the tabloid, together with her mom, and hate campaign in the UK, USA, and Australia media and tabloid against Meghan. Let me see, there's one comment on the bullying. Okay, she continue. Alright, so that's it. I was just curious to see what he had to say. Let me see. I see my notification. Maybe I might add something to it here. Okay, so there's this one I added to the list. I have also converted many people at work who didn't have a single care in the world about any royal, but now they invested in Harry and Meghan and always ask me for updates. So she retweeted that. Is there any comment? Meghan Sussex. I love it. Okay, so let me go into that. She retweeted that. Yesterday, someone at work who doesn't usually pay attention to the royal news came up to me to say she'd become a Harry and Meghan supporter because of the villainization of them was too much. Again, why do you think I'm doing all this every day? And because so many people do not have time to be on social media, on Twitter, and many of them refuse to be on social media, especially Twitter, because of the negativity. So, I mean, I know how to block things and ignore and move on. So I took the time to do that. But my channel, especially PYTE, wasn't penned out to focus Harry and Meghan. I wasn't follow any of them. So this is the thing here. So let's continue. Okay, because of the villainization of them was too much. Said she never been interested in royal, but started noticing the unfair treatment of Harry and Meghan. One thing as well. When, that's going to be a little bit political. Let me forget that. Okay, of course, I took the opportunity to bring her up to speed. That's the squad. I love the way she said, of course, I took the opportunity to bring her up to speed, and it reminded me that people on the ground who have an instinctive sense of justice see through what's happening and instinctively take a stand against it, even when they're not the loudest voices. Love always wins. Yeah, that's exactly that. I mean, I know my channel's growing every day, but I've always bring this just in case someone stumble on this video as the first time, because when I started, I did PYTE because I was seeing things that was happening that was a bit weird to me in terms of politics, and then I wanted to create the channel just to talk about politics in a sense, kind of in a funny way, but at the same time shed light to it. Because I'm not that political, and you know, I don't know all the rules and things with politics, but I saw something that was not right, and then I stumble on Harry and Meghan headlines. Occasionally I will click and read, but the thing that was consistent to me was that it was always negative about Meghan. Okay, many of you have heard me say that many times, so you could skip, but for those who are new. And then one day I decided to look further into it. And I questioned myself first. And I was like, this African American who married into this institution, because at that time I thought very highly the prestige of the royal family, the brand, the prestige of things. And I was like, why would she behave the way the tabloid is saying, when I know for a fact many African American, despite what social media or tabloid, the media is saying, always, you know, negative. Okay, so I questioned myself, and I was like, in reality, and I said, let me look more into it. Maybe the first few headlines probably got me, but after a couple of times, I did a little bit more research and looked deeper and deeper, and I was seeing the BS. And then you could see, go back to some of my old videos on PYTE, and I think this is where I'll be putting this video. And I was seeing some stuff, and I did some research, and when I read stuff, especially when Meghan was pregnant, and I was seeing the bullying consistent, and I was like, oh my God, why doesn't any woman in the family do something? And I was reading a tweet, and one of the comments said Ford Fiesta had a miscarriage or something like that. Okay? And I was like, of all people, she should have been the one who stood up for her. And then I went to research to see if what Twitter said was true. And then it was true. And then I went on, and I think the article that I shared with you was one of the one of the tabloid that I no longer click on. And then I share with you, and I learned that there was Ardent Production by Ford Fiesta's husband, and I look into it, and I saw the nonsense that went on with Ardent Production, and I did 2 videos on that. So it's like a link from one thing lead to another, and I learned from it, and I did further research, and I share it with you. So the prestige no longer there. So people are seeing the injustice that's happening. Okay, let me read some more and then move on. Exactly, my thought too. Awesome. There is a silent majority out there who absolutely love Prince Harry, but most especially Meghan. They are vocal when necessary. Thanks for sharing. Sure, they see that the hate is not normal. Okay, it's definitely an orchestrated smear campaign. The good thing is good will always triumph over evil. Okay, I do believe the tide is turning finally. This historical win for Harry is enough to plant the seed of doubt on those who previously took the royal bait. Anyone else who doesn't admit to it now simply don't matter. Well said. That's very good. And the other thing as well, with the environment, with what's happening in the US, I say I'm going to leave it alone, but I'm coming back to it. Maybe I just need to let it out of my mind. Is that the environment of the United States right now, it's like festering more negativity. But I think, despite what we are seeing, I think some people have to go through some stuff. And I think I will create another video for my members. I did one a while back. I need to edit it and then look for the video. Well, actually, it was an audio. I did it on my phone when it crossed my mind. So I need to edit that and put it for my members. It is very political. And what we are seeing here, I think we are meant to see it, because too many people don't believe reality. There's too many negativity that's going on, the lies on media and things like that. I think we have to go through it for some people. Many of us see the lies, but there are some people who still in the cloud. They have to go through it in order for them to understand it. But I think there will be a light at the end of the tunnel, not too far in the future. Okay, let me leave it as that. All right, so there's that. It's about time more people are seeing through the royal smear campaign. Harry and Meghan aren't the villain. They're just speaking out against the system. And it takes guts to do that. Okay, started. And that's why he said that there's no other person than him to do what he is doing. It's very dangerous. This is why our prayers need to be consistent for them, because they're doing humanity a huge favor. And the devil knows that. The devil knows that. We need to put our prayers, because when I go back to some of my videos, especially around the time Harry went back to the UK for some event, and that was before Prince Philip died, around that time leading up, and also during Prince Philip's death. I was afraid for him. There were some prayers that I put out. And one specific time he went back to the UK, he went to an event. He had police protection and everything. But after the event, the police left. At that time, I did not know. But during that time, when he was in the UK, I was very fearful for him. It's later on I find out about this story that I'm telling you now. And some of you could clarify a little bit more. It's a bit muggy in my head right now. After the event, the police were not there. And then there was a chase. One of the things that I said at that time, and thank God he came out safe. And I said, thank God he was by himself. Why? Because he got to experience the amount of things that, preventing him from what he's doing now. And I believe at that time I was putting prayers of, I think the the thumbnails of those videos have those maze, you know, those little puzzles where they put a maze and you have to start from one point and try to get out of the maze or something like that. I was putting something like that. And I'm so glad he experienced this by himself. He didn't have Meghan with him or his children. You know, God is good. He had to experience it, so for him to take that extra careful. Okay, extra precaution. Let me read this and then that's it. Bottom up. I think a lot of people are doing the same now. They see that the treatment of Harry and Meghan are getting uncalled for. I overheard a conversation between the younger members of staff in my office debating which member of the royal family they would like to have dinner with. They all voted for Harry with the caveat that it'd be nice if Meghan was there as well. Great choice. Okay, that's me about 4 years ago. To think I actually used to like William and Kate many years ago till they show their evil ways. There's that. Right, so I pretty much was done. Okay, my husband, who has no interest in any of them, recently saw one of my comments on here, read the thread and say, wow, those haters are vicious, aren't they? Alright, so this is extra. I covered this on our Part of Pew service. There's the video of him, but I'm not gonna read the article. Shine a spotlight on stories of strength. Harry makes impassioned plea for award nomination. Alright, good King Harry said time to help the well child. Okay, so that's that. Let me put this on the list, but that's pretty much it. Okay, thanks, Prince Harry. Let's do a prayer. One of the prayer that I did earlier, prayer for prosperity and vision. Let me read. Let me pick an image because I read these two already. Let's pick an image. I didn't expect this video to be long. Okay, let's do this one. Dear God, please align my thought, words, and action with your will. Please help me to surrender my plan and desires to you and to trust in your perfect timing and provision. Please guide me on the path of success in this world and happiness in eternity. I pray in Jesus' name, amen. Alright, so that's it. I just wanted to share Martin's video, but I went on for 20 minutes. So this is going to be a video by itself. Thank you for watching.